Quitting weed is easy. And if you can't quit, it says more about you as a man than it does about addiction itself. Because addiction isn't real. You can't say that. Yes, I can. 3 years ago, I was smoking weed every day. Quit. This year, I was zinning 8 to 10 times a day. Quit. I was drinking 3 cups of coffee every single day. Moved it down to 1 for the sake of my sleep. Addiction isn't real. It's only real when you give power to it. The problem is that men in today's day and age, they give too much power to things that take power away from them. Negative thoughts, addiction, bad friends, a toxic bitch, solely because they want to fuck. Literally, just for sex, they'll tolerate a toxic bitch who takes energy away from them. The same thing goes for stoners who are trying to quit weed. Brother, the reason why it's so difficult for you to quit weed is actually not because of the addiction itself. It's because of your identity. You identify as a stoner, and because of that, you talk like a stoner. You act like a stoner. You live like a stoner. You smoke like a stoner. You dress like a stoner. Your friends are stoners. Your entire worldview is built through the lens of being a stoner. And if you actually want to quit weed, you need to adopt an identity built around not smoking. Build an identity around someone who isn't a smoker, who isn't a stoner. And until you do that, you're going to quit weed and go right back to it. Big problem. So if you actually want to quit, you'll tap in and lock in because you have a brain. The brain of a person who is simply trapped in an identity that isn't serving them. We can think about this extremely logically by looking at examples because no one likes theory. When you're trying to go to sleep, what do? Well, you pretend to be asleep. So if you're having a hard time quitting weed, then you need to pretend to be a person who doesn't smoke. Pretend and you shall become. Weird, but it's true. Because the only reason why you'll quit weed for a day or 2 or a week and go back to smoking is because you haven't spent enough time practicing being someone who doesn't smoke. That shit takes time. But like anything in the world, you can also become addicted to that. Because THC, if you really think about it, it doesn't have any addictive chemicals in it. It doesn't. I'll side with the stoners on that one. But to sit here and say you can't be addicted to weed is the gayest thing I've ever heard in my life. Because you can be addicted to anything. You can be addicted to reading. You can be addicted to planning shit in a whiteboard and never taking action. You can be addicted to making videos. You can be addicted to water. You are addicted to water. You need it to survive. But what you don't need to survive is weed. What you do need to survive is the identity of a stoner if that's what you are. If you identify as a stoner, then quitting smoking would mean death to the stoner. And that's why so many people never end up quitting alcohol, Zins, or nicotine in general, weed itself. The problem isn't the thing itself that you're addicted to. It's who you are as a person, as a man. The surest way to fix this is by looking into the future. Looking at the version of yourself exactly a year from today. Today's December 23rd, 2025. Who do you want to be exactly a year from today? Who do you want to be 5 years from today? Does that version of you still smoke weed? If yes, that's fine. Keep being a fucking stoner and waste your life away. If no, you have to drop smoking. And the only way to drop smoking is by stepping into the identity of you a year from now, 5 years from now. Bringing that version of yourself here today. It's your only hope. Because there's no program that's going to help you. There's no 3-step routine that's going to help you stop smoking weed. Out of sight, out of mind isn't going to work. It's all up here. It's all a game, bro. Just think about it. Think about it logically. There's someone out there who is completely curating their entire reality. Building a new life for themselves. Dropping weed. Why can't it be you too? Well, you might not want to. You might not have a big enough reason to. But to be honest with you, that's bullshit. If you've been thinking about quitting weed or trying to quit weed, you know deep down it's not good for you and it's not something you want to continue to do. So why you do it is because you're still aligned with that stoner version of yourself. You have to actually put in the work to change. And if you don't, well, you're going to keep smoking, bro. For me, it was easy. I just literally said to myself, I know weed isn't good for me. It makes me slow and retarded. The version of me in 5 years from now is definitely not smoking. So I'm done. Cold turkey, done. Because it's not cool anymore. Everyone knows it was just a psyop to get us to fucking be slow, retarded, and not think of ourselves, think we're being productive when we're really not. Like, bro, I get it. You're uncovering the secrets of the universe when you're high, but you're not doing anything productive. And if you think you are, if you actually think you're being productive while you're stoned, imagine how much more productive you'd be if you were sober. And at the end of the day, if you can't quit, bro, it really is your identity. It really is your mindset. And until you change that, until you shift into a better version of you, you're going to continually be dealing with the same problems you are today. Time's going to pass anyway. You might as well get better and not stay in the same position. If you guys need help doing this, book a call in my description. I help people literally shift into a mindset, into an identity, into a lifeline that serves them instead of taking away from them. Because at the end of the day, man, we're all going to die. And you don't want to go down the version of yourself that could have done more, that could have been better. There's no excuse. I'll see you guys next video.